Oh, little Nou-nou. So I had posted a video a few days ago saying that I was going to answer questions if anybody had any about Nou-nou's life and how she is an indoor-outdoor cat and how we manage that and make sure she's safe. So I guess I'll start by saying that obviously an outdoor cat is not always the safest, especially when you live near a forested area, which we do. We're in the city, but we do have a kind of park area that is forested just across the street. I don't know if I can kind of show you that out there. Very foresty. There are definitely coyotes because we have seen them and heard them. So that's one of my number one concerns, is that she would get taken by a coyote, and that scares me terribly. So we try and keep her in the yard. We do have a fenced yard. We let her out the back patio, and we let her roam around in the yard. It's fully fenced. And she has never had any incidents or altercations. The most we've seen in our yard is raccoons, which I think could pose a threat. They climb over the fence, so we can't really control that part. But she doesn't mess with the raccoons. She's never really been intimidated by them or interested in them. If she has come across them, she'll just kind of hunker down and let them walk by. They're not aggressive raccoons, obviously. They're more interested in just eating garbage and passing through. So from our pool deck, she can jump up on the railing and get onto the carport roof and then onto the house roof. And from there, she can walk to the front of the house and then walk along the top of the fence. And then from there, she'll go back up on the roof and back over to the pool deck. So she doesn't really venture out too far, and she's always near home, so I can always call her in. And she does come when I call her. If I open the patio door, she usually comes running just from that sound alone. She likes to go under the deck, like the backyard deck. It's like dirt under there, and she likes to lie on the dirt. Surprisingly, never dirty. Little white feet, look how clean. She's always very busy cleaning. Very busy. But she's got the cleanest little sweet feet. Look at her sweet little feet. Oh my lord. So clean for an outdoor cat. Like, you wouldn't think that she'd have such pink little sweetheart toe beans, but here they are. And she spends, obviously, now that it's winter and very snowy out, she spends a lot more time indoors, a lot more time sleeping. One of her favorite spots is this couch. She has a blanket, and she has her knitted cat bed that was made out of scrap yarn, and it kind of curls up at the edges, and she likes to curl up in there. I'm sure if I curl up the edges for her, she might get in it for us. Look, Nou-nou. You want to get in there? Do you want to go in there? No, it's bath time. We're busy. We're busy right now. Too busy to go in the new bed. These were made by a family friend with just like some scrap yarn that she had. She made two for us. There's another one over here on Nou-nou's second favorite spot, which is this rocking chair. She hops up on the little footstool and gets in that sheepskin knitted cat bed. One of her favorite spots will be in that chair or right here on the couch. Sweetheart. She doesn't have any fancy cat beds, I call them, like a cat tree, or a lot of people have cushiony cat beds. She doesn't have any of those. The closest to a cat bed we have are these like little knitted areas or these like blanketed spots that we put for her to curl up on, and she's very good at going to her places. She doesn't go on the counter in our house. A lot of people let their cats up on the counter, and I've always had counter cats my whole life because I used to have a very large pit bull, and not that he was aggressive with the cats or anything, just that he would eat all their food if we fed them on the floor. So we would feed them on the counter, and so they would have to obviously jump up on the counter to eat their food. So they had a little area on the counter where they would eat. However, little Nou-nou doesn't have to live with the giant pit bull because he's no longer with us. We had to put him down. He was an older dog, and it was time for him to go. So she never had to live that life. She gets to eat on the floor. And I guess we could talk a bit about her food. I think we had a question about what she eats. She does hunt outside. Mice and moles mostly. She brings them home to us and leaves them under the carport. She doesn't eat them. She has brought home a couple of birds. She doesn't eat them either. She just brings them home as gifts and prizes. She wants to share them with us. And her main food is I buy like a cheap version of like a kibble, usually a no-name brand. Like it'll be like the President's Choice or the Selection brand, like the store brand cat food. I just try and make sure that it has meat as one of the top 2 ingredients, meat or meat products. And then I go to the pet store and I buy an expensive middle line cat food. I don't have the brand name with me. I actually threw out the bag when I bought it the last 2 times because I put it in her food container that I feed her from. So next time I go, I'll take a picture of the bag and let you know what it is. But it's made in Canada, where I live. Made in Canada and with insects as the main ingredient. So it's sustainably sourced insect meal food. And I think it's crickets or a worm of some kind. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to, honestly, I'll look at the package. I'll do a little video about what the food is. But I know it's insect based, and I feel like since she started eating that, she has a lot more energy. And she just really likes it. Like I got a sample at the pet store for free. And I just brought it home thinking like, oh, I'll just toss that in her bowl and she'll just eat whatever. She's very easygoing with food. She doesn't have digestive issues. She's not a hacker and puker, you know, like you get the hacky pukey cats where they're always like hawking up balls of special things. Like, no, she's not a hacker puker, and she's got good digestion. At least when she used to use a litter box, I found everything was under control in that sense. She does not use a litter box. That's a good segue into that. She has one. It's available to her, but she prefers to ask for the door and go outside. And she does her business out either in the yard or in the garden. She digs a little hole and does it outdoors. So I don't deal with the litter box very often, but now that it's winter, some days I do have to go into the office, so she does spend time in the house, and she does need to obviously use that litter box from time to time when she's stuck in the house and no one's here to let her out. She asks for the door. My other cats before her would ask for the door by ringing a bell, and so I still have the bells on my doors, but she is not a bell cat. She will unfortunately scratch my curtains. So you hear the curtain scratching sound and you'll run out for her. She's very vocal. She's the most vocal cat I've ever had. She's very meowy. So when she wants the door, she meows. She'll look you in the eye and meow and sit down in front of the door. So you kind of, either she wants a snack or she wants to go outside. And if you open the door and she doesn't go out, then obviously it's a snack that she wants. You know, you kind of have to guess. But generally speaking, if she meows and sits in front of the patio door, she wants to go outside. She does sometimes sleep in the bed with us. However, we got a new headboard recently, and it's one of those fabric headboards, you know, like it's covered in fabric instead of wood. And she likes to go under the bed and scratch the bottom side of it, and my husband just cannot stand the sound of her scratching our new multiple hundreds of dollar headboard. So we have been shutting her out of the bedroom lately. I don't know why she needs to scratch it so badly, and she has a scratching post, you know, like, girl, get on it. Why are you scratching our brand new furniture? She does, when she goes outside, she scratches the apple tree. So like, it's not like she doesn't have things to scratch. The fence post, she likes to scratch on that fence post. It's got clear signs and evidence of her. What was the other question that I had? Oh, if we deal with ticks. Of course, being next to this forested area. Now that it's winter, obviously ticks are not with us at the moment. But during the fall, I found that they were the worst. Spring and fall is where you start to see them. I brush her religiously at least 3 times a day. I have a little tick comb that I use. Hang on, let me go grab that. I changed angles and I grabbed the little tick comb. So this is the little tick comb that I use for her. You can see it's got metal teeth. They look pointy, but they're not sharp at all. They're like, I can squish my finger into there. They're not pointy. They look pointy, but they're not. They're blunt. And I pass that directly along her back and then I go down the sides and I do her neck. I do under her chin. She loves this thing. Like, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, I know you're sleeping right now. But she doesn't mind it at all. And this is how I find if there is any ticks, or even if there was fleas. Like, it's such a fine tooth comb that you can get. I have found a flea before on her. She takes a flea medication, but it doesn't prevent the fleas from going on her. It just prevents them from laying eggs, and it prevents them from being able to, if they do bite her, it kills them. So like, they have to bite her for it to work, which I don't find is ideal, but it does work. Like, she doesn't have active fleas. And you can kind of see, like, I pull it through her fur like this. And like, if there was a tick, it would be right there. There's no ticks, no fleas. I find during obviously the summer and the fall, that I sit here and just do this while I watch TV, and she lets me, and she'll roll over and she wants me to do her belly. She likes it on her belly, and she likes it all over, especially her face. It's her favorite. Like right in here. Oh. Yeah, you like that. Get down her legs. Oh. Wanna smell it? Yeah, and then you'd be able to see if there was any kind of fleas or ticks or whatever. We got nothing. Just a little bit of fur. A little bit of floof. And she's not really in her shedding. So I guess that's that for today. If you have any other curiosities or questions about sweet Freya. Hi, sweetie. It's nap time. Yeah, lunch break nap time. So she's gonna have her nap and I'm gonna go make some lunch. Let me know if you have any other questions about how we manage the indoor-outdoor lifestyle and keep her happy and healthy, well balanced. Yes, you're well balanced. Say goodnight.